What's up, traders? So welcome to another weekly market analysis video. In this video, we will be breaking down our expectations, or rather our forecast for the upcoming week of July. So I also want to thank you for the members who have been giving very positive feedback in regards to the last weekly market analysis video that we gave. So without wasting much time, let's jump straight into it. Thank you so much. Now, we will be starting off with the economic calendar as usual. So looking at this coming week from 6th until 10th July, I think the key day that you need to be aware about is at least on Wednesday, where we're going to be having the FOMC minutes that actually are usually minutes that give the direction of interest rates in the US. Also on Thursday, we're going to be having some heavy news touching on Euro and USD. Then Friday, we're going to be completing the week with some hard news. Now, let's jump straight into the weekly market analysis. Now, as usual, again, we will be starting off with the DXY, which is the dollar index. Now, looking at the dollar index, nothing much has changed in terms of the technicals. So where we are at right now, I will be starting off from the 4-hour time frame, of course, because I covered most of it from the higher time frame context. Now, looking at the trend on DXY long term, I wish to still emphasize that we will be looking for a bullish. We are uptrend at least for the long term. Now, however, price has been retracing lately, and looking at where the market is right now, already we are sitting at the 50% Fibonacci zone. This means that this might also be a very key decision area in terms of how the market, we expect the market to react in the coming week. Now, I don't expect, due to this imbalance that we have below on this 50% Fibonacci zone, I don't expect the market to at least push away from here. So instead, I still expect a reaction maybe, and then the market to break this level before coming to these discounted zones where we have our 4-hour demand zone before we can get the push move higher. So at least for DXY, we will be staying keen to look at the reaction on this the current level that the market is, and at least if at all we are able to push deeper, then I will be looking for buys on the DXY on these particular zones here. Now let's look at EURUSD. Let's look at EURUSD. Now, EURUSD still downtrend movement on the long term. So remember that we have our key supply zone here. So we have our key supply zone over here, and maybe we can also have this zone over here. So looking at where price is at the moment, I still expect price to push higher onto this level, because extreme supply zone, because we have this imbalance that is again sitting here. So remember that EURUSD and DXY are inversely correlated. Therefore, you need to be checking on what is happening on DXY before you can take your trades on EURUSD. Now let's look at GBP USD. Now for GBP USD, we have our main area of interest is this supply zone over here, which is a 4-hour supply zone. So remember also, this is our swing high. Sorry, this is a swing high, and again, whatever we have on the other extreme, this is our swing low. This is a swing low. So looking at GBP USD, what we have is that the market is already actually on the point of interest, has already touched the point of interest. However, we might still be seeing a push up higher before we see a move down on GBP USD. So for now, maybe thing to avoid is you need to avoid taking longs on GBP USD. Again, we might have some little correction over here before price pushes higher to give us this reversal confirmation before we see a downward move on GBP USD. So it's still a possibility, as I have mentioned. Let's look at NZUSD. Now for NZUSD, so we were riding this move high from that is the last week. So maybe I can show you how I got to get into that entry on NZUSD. So for NZUSD, this was our last change of character from this particular zone. So, and once we had this change of character, then my entry was around the 50% fib on here. I will start onto this move on that price level, and I was looking for a 1:2, I think, which was hit comfortably before the market was reversed on this particular move. Yes, so that was my setup. Now, looking at the new week, I still expect NZUSD to push higher. And keep in mind that this being our swing high and this being our swing low, we are still in a In a downtrend, at least for the long term. The long-term trend on NZUSD is bearish. So what I'm looking for on NZUSD is that at least the price needs to get to the 50% before we can make any decisions to go short. So looking at where we are right now, we might probably be getting a retracement, at least some little retracement before the market pushes higher, to find some point of interest. Before the market pushes higher, to find some point of interest on these extreme zones over here. Maybe probably this would be an interesting zone to take any shots on NZUSD during the oncoming week. I'm not sure if this move is going to complete this coming week or the next week but one, so only time will tell. Now let's look at USD CAD. Now for USD CAD, looking at where price is at the moment, price is really overstretched. Remember that we broke out of this particular key level here. So this is where we had our break of structure from the daily from the daily outlook or charts. Now my anticipation is that all of this move at the end of my anticipation is that this move over here, which is a very large swing, has hardly seen any retracement on USD CAD. So this all swing here has not had any major retracement on USD CAD. So my expectation is at least we might be seeing price getting to to the 50% retracement zone. So this is the place that I would be likely be taking shots on USD CAD. So going down to the lower time frame, even at least the 4-hour time frame, we had a position actually for last week, and we were shorting based off this 4-hour supply zone here. So yeah, so our entry was based off this key supply zone over there. So we were shorting from this point on, and we had quite an impressive position on USD CAD. Now, looking at this current week that will be opening, so I expect still the market to react at least from this point on. Maybe you can get your short positions from this level to ride the price lower. I still expect USD CAD to push to lower prices for this coming week, at least maybe even for the next the other week after. Now let's look at the USD JPY. Now USD JPY, again, I mentioned that we have had heavy down sells anytime the market is trying to push high. So I did mention that anytime you see a price moving higher, USD JPY has been having these heavy crash maybe for 1-2 days before we proceed with an uptrend movement. Now, looking at where price is right now, and this is what we actually had for the last I think last week. This was a major move that happened during the last week. So I still expect price to do another push down before we can see the price move higher. So my expectation is that I'll be probably considering this last swing on the daily, from the daily point of view. This is the last swing that we have from the daily point of view. So from this low to this high. And then I'll be looking to take price to at least the 50% fib. That should be maybe place a zone that you may maybe be interested in getting any longs on USD JPY. But as per now, as where we stand right now, so I still expect a retracement before we can push down lower. So if at all price can be able to push maybe to this order block over here, which is still as a supply zone, then that could be a very good shorting position. But with the weakness on the dollar, I don't really expect the price to feel this big imbalance at the moment. So probably a small pushback or pullback before we can get price going down. Then once we get to these levels over here, so I'll be looking to take longs on USD JPY. So USD CHF. So USD CHF. Now USD CHF. I'll just map out the charts very quickly. So this was a break of structure. Then we also had another break of structure going up. Therefore, it means that this zone over here is the one that led to the last break of structure. So this is my area of interest as a demand zone. Therefore, I'll be looking to get any longs on USD JPY, USD CHF from this particular zone. So from where the market is right now, I think price is already testing the 50% fib zone. yes, that is it. I'm quite on spot on that. So I still don't expect price to, this level to hold price at least for the coming week with the weakness on the dollar. So probably what we might be seeing is just as a minor reaction before we see the price selling down, coming to this 4-hour supply zone. And of course, we know our technical signature setup that we are always looking for to get into a position on any market or what or pair that we are trading. Let's look at Euro JPY. Now for Euro JPY, this was an area that I was interested in a couple of weeks back, and if at all, what I can see is that price actually did go back to retest this supply zone. Price has been pushing lower, making a lower high, although we had some price pushing higher on this particular zone. So however, we saw this last break going down, and I still expect, because we had this retracement over here, I still expect price to push lower. So however, the price action is a little bit, I have to mention that the price action on Euro JPY is at least becoming messy right now. So I wouldn't want to participate on Euro JPY. Nevertheless, I expect maybe a pullback before we can get a new break of structure on this level, continue with lower lows and lower highs on Euro JPY. So let's look at GBP JPY. On GBP JPY, price is already testing this 4-hour supply zone that we have over here. So this is our 4-hour supply zone. So price has already tested that particular level, and going down to the lower time frame, actually, we can see that this was our last break of structure going high. Therefore means that this is our what? Our change of character here. Now, the only thing, it's actually internal, because, yeah, internal break of structure in that. All right, so from where we are right now, because we have already formed a lower time frame supply zone from this particular level. So my anticipation is that we might see price either reacting from where we are right now, or coming in to fill this some little imbalance before we can have a push down on GBP JPY. So if you probably the only thing that is stopping me from this GBP JPY trade is the kind of price action that we have over here. So anytime that I see some sluggish price action when we are doing the change of character, then I'm not interested in that particular asset. So I always want to see some very vigorous push down from this level, breaking this last swing, so that it can be really confirmed that indeed the bears, or rather the price action, there is some momentum in price at that particular level. So what I'm seeing right now is not really impressive. This, if at all I have to take this trade, then it wouldn't be a very high quality setup based on the low momentum that we are experiencing on GBP JPY at the moment. Now, before I proceed with this video, guys, I want to introduce you to FP Markets. For those guys who are looking for a reliable and a broker that values you as a trader. So very tight spreads. Make sure to sign up your account using the link on this description, and see you. I hope you enjoy the experience with FP Markets. All right, so now looking at GBP JPY. Now let's look at gold as the next setup. Let's look at gold. Now, gold, from where we are right now, we had a pretty awesome move from last week. I was not ready to ride the price all the way up, because I was not sure if price will still get to these levels over here, because this again was a counter trend move. So however, we had a very good push up going high on gold since last week. Now, as we were closing on Friday, gold ended up mitigating or getting to the 4-hour supply zone. Now, what we are having right now might be some pretty some small reaction on gold. So if at all we have to go short on gold, then I believe this is the level to watch. If gold at all breaks this level and we have a retracement, then that would be the price. That would be a setup to confirm that we might be going short on gold. Nevertheless, we still might get a We still might get a pullback to this level over here before we can continue to mitigate the zone, which is the extreme 4-hour supply zone. So actually, in my own point of view, I don't expect gold to be shorting from where we are right now. I still expect gold to break this level over here, then to proceed up, and then do give us a confirmation before we can get into our short position. So be careful while trading gold, at least for the coming week, and not to be caught on the wrong side of the market. Now let's look at the last pair, which is NAS 100 or Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq again, weeks earlier I had this beautiful setup. Now last week I think I was not able to take this particular setup over here, which once price got into this 4-hour supply zone, because I had enough of positions for that particular week. However, if at all I was looking, because there is somebody who asked in the community if at all we were shorting or buying Nasdaq, and I think I did this analysis for them. So this would be the signature setup that I will be taking on us. So basically, this was our last push high going up. This was our last push up, means that this is the low that buyers needed to defend. And once we had a break of that low, then it means you guys know what you need to do. You pick your field from that swing high to this swing low. And of course, you always want to get your position, or rather to get your entry from the 50%. Then you place your stop loss over there. That would be a very nice 1:2 clean setup using the that trading strategy that we are using in our community. So that would be the NAS setup. Now looking at the coming week, from where we are, is that at least we have these price is almost filling this 1-hour supply zone. If price is able to push some little pips to this level, then you can look for a confirmation to go short on NAS 100 as the market opens. So my expectation is that we should be breaking this low this coming week. So we should be seeing the market breaking this low to continue forming lower highs and lower lows. So at least until this level over here for NAS 100. All right, so and thank you so much for watching this particular video, guys. Remember to subscribe. Remember to also comment down what do you think about the weekly market analysis. So stay safe and see you on the next one.